Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tyrrell County Public Library virtual computer class. I am your host, Mr. Jared, and today we are going to explore NC Live and how to use it. Now, NC Live, if you are not aware, is an online database set up by the state of North Carolina that we have access to. It has all sorts of different resources ranging from language learning to test prep for college and for high school standardized exams, as well as academic articles and newspapers from present and the past. So if you're doing historical research, it's a very, very good resource. So before we begin, I must let you know that it will be helpful if you watch our virtual computer class on how to use LS2 or our online library catalog. A lot of the same elements are expressed in that, and for simplicity of just keeping this video a bit shorter, we're going to kind of just say, hey, look at the previous video for certain aspects of it, because a lot of stuff does cross over. So, now that that's out of the way, let us begin. So, as you can see, I have already opened up our browser. Now, to get to NC Live, there are a couple of ways that you can do that. You can either go to our website, so here, we'll click on this, and you click on our website, our library homepage, and we'll go to Tyrrell County Public Library, and we're going to scroll down, and let's see, oh, it's not on this page. We'll go to our resources, and here is NC Live, a quick link to there. So that's one way of getting to NC Live. The other direct way is you can just type in nclive.org. We're going to click enter on there, and here we are on the main page of NC Live. So right now we are currently logged in under the Pettigrew Regional Library System. If you are doing this from home, make sure that you have your library card with you, and it will tell you to select a library that you're a part of. You would select Pettigrew Regional Library or Tyrrell County Public Library if that's an option. Either is acceptable. If you can't find one, look for the other, and you should be able to log in that way. Have your card number ready to go, you type that in, and you should be able to log in and get access to everything that you need. So here, as you can see, we have the home page. And so we're going to scroll down here, and right now we have our information that's loaded here saying the library that this is a part of, the website that it's connected to, the library's website, as well as the address of the Pettigrew Regional Library itself. And yeah, so this information is all here on the main page. There's not too much here to look at other than, extra things, go home, get help for librarians and about. And here we can click on the home page, and it's just going to take us right back to where we are. For the librarians, I mean, you can look at this. It's nothing really too helpful for you. It's more technical stuff that's in there. Here is the about. Here it just says who we are, what the mission is, what they do, and who we serve. So, and they have extra things here, extra projects, all the projects that they have going on, all the different resources available. They have staff directory, all this stuff that you can go to if you want to learn more about their organization. So we're just going to go back to the home page. Now the first thing you will see is a search bar that's located right here. This is your simple search. If you remember from our video on how to use the library catalog, it's a similar sort of setup. You might want to use some Boolean logic here, and it's going to default initially to whatever, to check all fields sort of thing, and it's going to do the and or not option as well if you type that in there. So here, to give you a demonstration of what happens when you do a straight search on here, I'm going to type in cat. So we type in cat, and here it breaks it down by different categories. So here we have scholarly articles that are about cats that are the most most relevant to the topic. We have news and magazine articles. We have ebooks that are located here. So the other great thing about NC Live is there are free online books in their system that you can just click on and download and read right out of your browser, or download to your computer and just read it when you're not connected to the internet. Here we have some videos, so there are videos available in here, and here, as you can see, we have journals and magazines and newspapers by title. So this category, when it does that, it's just looking to see if the term cat appears in any of the periodical titles, any of the magazine or newspaper titles, and there are no magazines titled cat from what is displayed here. And database is the same thing. It's just looking at the database titles. So you'll notice at the bottom you can see more ebooks. So I'll click on that, and it should redirect you to this. So here it's just full text ebooks that are available here. And as you can see in this corner over here, it includes only items that are chapter books and ebooks, and it doesn't include any of this stuff here. And you can clear filters. So if I wanted to, I could clear this, and then it's going to grab everything on cats, including articles from journals, magazines, newspapers, ebooks, a whole different range of things. So we won't get too deep into this right away. We're just going to go back to here, and as you can see, we have more options of the see more ebooks. You also have the same thing of see more news and magazine articles, and the same thing here. So really good resource to kind of break out the different type of format that your information will be displayed in. So we're going to go back to the main menu, and here we're going to go to our advanced search. So we're going to click on our advanced search here. So as you can see, it's very similar to how our library catalog advanced search is set up. Here you have different fields that you can enter information, but you have a few more options that are available here. So you can go by author, title, publication date, subject terms, abstracts, call number, Dewey, ISBN, ISSN. ISSN, if you're curious, is basically ISBN is the International Standard Book Number. This is the International Standard Serial Number for magazines and newspapers. Each one has its own individual assigned thing for a magazine publication, not the individual magazines themselves all the time, but the Wired has its own unique thing. For example, National Geographic has its own thing, People Weekly, so on and so forth. Here you have editions. You can sort it out by full text to see, not just the field, the metadata, but it will actually search inside the content itself. So if I were to put this in here, and I were to put a cat, full text cat, it's going to look inside the article itself for anything that mentions cat within the body of the work. So yeah. But we're going to go back here. And we have genre, geographic location, issue number, OCLC number, patent number, publisher, series, time period, volume, all this sort of stuff. So there are more options to really filter out what you're looking for. And similarly, you can add multiple fields. An added thing to this that we don't have in the catalog, because you're not dealing with the searching of newspapers, you can search up by publication date and really narrow something down. So let's pick a date just to give a demonstration. We will do from December 1st to March 1st. And we're going to search for anything that has full text in the text that has the word cat. And here we have a whole bunch of articles that have specifically the word cat that have been published between December 1st of 2020 to March 1st of 2021. And it narrows it down, and you can add more filters into this if you want. So we're going to go back again, and so here we have other things that you can do. So if you want to even filter it more, you can do by the content type. So here we have, a play is one of the options. So if we're looking for Shakespeare's plays, we could put that in there. We're looking for pamphlets, newspaper articles, newspaper, microfilm, market research journals, all that. And you can even search up different categories, different material types. So let's do audio, streaming audio. This is an option that you have in there. Catalog, yeah, all sorts of different stuff that's available here. And you can search to see if there is a particular area. You also have discipline, so if you're doing research on something, you might want to narrow it down. And it's not just limited to one. You can do multiple things clicked on here, so it's not just one particular thing. You can do multiple things to add into it. So here, we're just going to add, for example, history. So you might want to say, oh, I'll do history and social history as well to add to a filter for searching for cats. You can also search by language. So we have, obviously, it's kind of put on any type of language, but if you're looking for stuff that's specifically English, then you put that in there. And you can even search to see if there's a particular type of language. It's pretty thorough with what they have. So, yep. You can also limit it to items with full text, online, scholarly materials, including peer-reviewed, and have all different sort of filters here. It really narrows down what your search is. So we have our stuff put into here, and so I'm going to click on search, and let's see what we get. So here we have about a grand total, let's see, 169 results. And right now, you can change the way it's sorted. So right now it's sorted by relevance. So it's just looking by those, by whatever is in the search area. So cat, and it looks for cat in there. And whatever seems to be oriented towards cats, it's put into there. You can also do by newest. You can do by oldest, author, or title. Or you can just do relevance as well. So here you have all of these articles that have been sorted out of all these different databases that are available. Now that we've set our filters, and you can unselect different filters too to make things a little bit more specific, and you can also clear our filters that we talked about before, or add different filters, and anything that has a check mark next to it is an added filter. So yeah. Now we're gonna, if you look at this article here, you can click on this article and it'll probably redirect you. And the reason for the redirection is because this is feeding out of multiple different databases that are available. Some of them you may need to have your card ready to go to just log in. A lot of times it'll link you right to it, and it's not too much of an option. So the one thing I will say, it's not going to all look the same. You can certainly look for different elements here to help you out with it. And there are some really interesting, really useful tools in here. So here you can download it. So this one is something that can be downloaded. So we'll click on download, and we're going to open preview. And it's going to take a second for it to upload. So yeah, there we have our article, our 21-page article that has cats in it, that was created by our filters here. So we got this all taken care of, and that's all set. If you are collecting citations here, you can cite it. And here it'll do APA, but you can go down to, the most, to a different one. Especially if you're doing history, you might want to do, Chicago Manual of Style. So Chicago, and it'll auto-generate whatever the bibliographical description is of the item. You copy that and you can paste it onto a piece of paper. Paste it onto a document. So there, it's very useful, and it's not just limited to this one database, which is ProQuest. If we go here, we also have these options up here. So we click on More Actions. We have Export to RefWorks, EasyBib, EndNote, Zotero, BibText, Citavi. So if you're curious as to what these are just ways to help organize citations. Different websites that work with citations that you can put together of organizing all of your resources when you're doing research. You can save this item. So here, if you're just going through trying to figure out, okay, well, I don't have time to download it, but I have my account here. So I'm going to save it here so I can look at it later when I get home, later when I have time, then you can do that. You can email this to yourself. So click here. You can send the email to yourself if you want, and you just put a message. You don't have to log into your email to send it, which is great. You just put your email in and send it, and you can put this different citation type that you want. But yeah, that's really, really helpful. The other thing is you can cite the item too. So like we did in the database that this comes from, you can select the different type of citation that you want. So here we clicked on this, and boom, it's brought up the citation that we want. You can print it, you can copy it, hold down with the left click, and you can drag over it to select it, get it highlighted blue, and then you can copy it and put it on a document to collect all of your resources if you're doing a particular research assignment. So that's that. And then this option here, before I move on, again, export to different bibliographic organizational websites. You don't have to go this route. Honestly, with all of my research that I've done in the past, I would rather it just manifest here, put it in a Word document, and then get back to it a little bit later and make sure that the citation is actually correct. Which I will caution you, as somebody who's done research before, quite often in graduate school, always check your citations. Citations always change. The formatting for citations always change. Don't always depend on what the website says. NC Live is pretty dependable. They keep up with the latest style. That's latest style for the biggest types of citation methods. But you should always check it, have a manual ready to go, and always double check it to make sure it's accurate, how it should be organized. So there's that. And you can also create a permanent link. So here is a link to specifically this item, and you can copy it and then paste it into a document as well, so you can keep on going back and forth. So you might want to do this if, like with this method here, for saved items, you might say, well, I don't know if I'm going to use this resource, but I might want to look at it later, so you copy the link, put it in a Word document, and send it to yourself or save it on your computer and then look at it later. That way it'll direct you right to it. So very, very interesting. Here we have our preview. So preview gives you the bibliographical information, any abstracts that have been given here for it. It tells you pages, subject, volume, issue, all the good bibliographical stuff that you will need for research. And it also tells you it's a journal article and it's in full text. So very good resource, very good way of organizing all of your research. And it will tell you as to whether or not it's accessible or not. So very, very cool. So we're going to clear our filters. And now that we've done a little bit of searching, there are other features of this that are not centered around just hard and fast research. There are books on here, there are videos, and all sorts of really cool stuff. So we're going to go back to our advanced search to make sure that we have nothing else to do here. So here, we're pretty good. Now we're going to just go back to NC Live's main page. So now that we're back on the main page, you will see here the search and find and the browse all databases. Now, before I jump into this, I'm going to click on browse all databases. If you don't know what you're exactly looking for, or you're trying to find certain formats of things, I would prefer, for myself, I do prefer to do the browse all databases first before I start doing hard and fast research, especially if you're just looking for like online tests and things like that. So we're going to click on this here, and as you can see, we have Browse NC Live Resources. Here it organizes it by the databases, the individual websites that have all of these compiled resources. And it does it alphabetically and also by subject. So there are some really cool different resources available in this. So the first thing we're going to start off with is subjects. So here we have books and literature. So I'll click on that. Here it's going to list to you all of the databases / websites that NC Live has access to that are specifically related to books and literature. So some of these are hard and fast databases of scholarly work. Others are just compendiums of different books. So here, let's click on eBook Central Academy and Public Library Complete. So we're going to open this up. It's going to redirect, and as I said before, make sure that you have your library card. So here you can search around to see what type of books are available here. They will have their own different filters in place and different way that they set things up. So you do have to work a little bit on your feet. I can't go through every single database and tell you how every single one is different. We'd be here forever for it. But just to let you know, it has its own way of searching internally in it. And you might have to just get familiarized with it and really explore it. So we're going to exit out of that. Another one that is created by the state of North Carolina is homegrown ebooks. So if you are interested in reading books that are by North Carolina authors, this is the way to go. And this is all free online for you. So here, good example. Sometimes it runs into some connection issues. Oh, it went through. Never mind. I'll show you for another one in a minute. But as you can see here, we have all sorts of different genres that we can explore. So we'll click on, let's explore popular fiction. And then we'll scroll down. And we got American Savior, A Life in Men. All these books are free and accessible that you can access and download to your computer. And they're all local authors in the state of North Carolina. So it's a really good resource if you want to get some free books, especially by people who are locals, and see what type of literature this is around here. So very, very cool. So we're going to exit out of this. And we have also Hoopla. Again, another ebooks resource, but this one's ebooks and audiobooks. And so, we have another thing that's come up here. So you might need your library card at this point. Oh, never mind. And it's redirected for us. So here, some of them might require credentials. So just talk to your librarian and have your library card with you, and we can get you all set with this sort of stuff. So, yep. We're going to go back, and there we go. So that's that. And another thing that I would like to show you that's a really good website, a really good resource, that's not a database or a list of ebooks, is also for career and test preparation. So here we have all sorts of really good resources for learning at home, for example. Open Education North Carolina collection. So we'll click on that to give you an idea. Sometimes you might have to click on this if you're not redirected. But here, you can search up different courses and things. So let's search up history, for example. Here, World History, Culture, States and Societies to 1500. We have a course on History 212, U.S. History from 1865 to present. So here we have little courses that you can download from home and use from home for free if you are doing remote learning and trying to find some good, dependable resources and to work with. So it's not a complete system, but it's pretty good. It has a fair amount of stuff in it. So we're gonna go scroll up a little bit. Got Gale books, online reference titles, and test prep ebooks as well are available. We also have Learning Express Library Complete and pre-exams. So we'll click here, redirecting. So you'll need your library card for it. And here you have ready-to-go tests that you can do. Test preparation. So here we got career preparation, achieve your job and career goals, high school equivalency center. So if you're doing GED stuff or subject tests, very, very good. So right here it's just public library. So here we can click on college library. So core English test and so college success skills. Another thing that's important is like the SATs, you also have GREs and GMAT and DAT for all different specified areas of study in graduate school. You might also want to do SAT. So let's click on the SAT test here. And here we have a tutorial that you can take, instruction to test tutorial. Here, tutorials that you can take and learn how to do this from home. You have an SAT practice books that are available, and you have practice tests here that are super convenient. We know how hard it can be to schedule a practice test and to study for the SATs, and they also tend to make you pay a lot just to even have a test, a practice test. So here it helps with preparing for that to make your money worth it in terms of purchasing any practice or actual tests. So very good stuff that's here. And so yeah, this is a very cool website for learning and preparation. I highly recommend it if you are studying for college, going through high school, trying to get a high school equivalency, or you're thinking about grad school. Very good stuff, and you also have career preparation too. If you're trying to build up your skills for a career, this stuff is very, very useful. You know, nursing exams, military exams, law enforcement exams, real estate exams, all this stuff helps you with your career and helps you with practicing to get ready for it. So, very useful tools. So we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to X out of that. And that's not the only thing that's in there. There are many, many different resources available. So don't be afraid. You can go through and search things. I mean, as I said before, we have videos available here that you can go through and search up different videos online that you can view. So it's a lot of really cool stuff that's available. So we're going to go back home now that we've talked about this, and now you're going to see here, search and find by a type of material you need. So here, we're going to click on articles, and it's just going to limit it to articles to search by. And as you remember from before, we have articles, audio, ebooks, and videos. Looks familiar. We're going to go back. Look, articles, ebooks, videos, test prep. It makes it its own thing, which we already looked at. It's one of the options on that browse all databases option that we saw a little bit earlier. And we also have language learning. So we click on there. And we have, they had more before, but I think they found a bigger and better database that you can learn languages in. So we'll click here. and you might have to click through the, if it doesn't redirect you, and you can continue as a guest. You don't have to create an account. You can, certainly, but it doesn't cost you anything. So click as continue as guest. And you have all sorts of really cool languages, a whole different set of languages that you can grab onto here. So we'll do Esperanto, because why not, for English speakers. And you have lessons. Yeah, it's going to show you here, especially all the different things that you can do. Sometimes they have that sort of thing. Okay, we're going to exit that. So here we have the welcome. You can start to learn how to do it. You can do a quick start. You can go by different lessons. You have listening and audio. It's very, very helpful if you are learning how to. It's very, very easy if you are trying to learn a language. And so I highly recommend it if you have any interest in learning languages. This free stuff is often overlooked. There's Duolingo that you can put on your phone, but this is really if you want to get into the nuts and bolts of everything and really understand a language. This resource, Transparent Language, is a very good resource that you can get, and it's free, which is the best part. So, that's that. And we're going to leave page. And we have viewed that. And so we're going to go back to home again. And we got our career development here too. So like we did with career jobs and stuff, we also have our resume stuff here too. So it's the same category as that, but it's the other things to explore is resume builder. So if you are timid about doing a resume, it has a way for you to create a resume online that's already kind of set up. So it's very helpful. So we're going to go back to the main menu. And here we have some featured stuff. Here we have an annual conference, so announcements and things that they have. Online learning, you click on this. That gives you a calendar of different things that they offer online that you can go to, tutorials and training seminars and stuff. You can click on it, and it's a live webinar. So if you want an interaction of learning at home through a live stream, they have this available, which is very helpful and very useful, especially in the world that we live right now, where everything is remote, and a lot of people have to learn at home. Have to learn how to learn things. So yes, here we have all sorts of really good online learning resources that you have at hand. You can even request personal training for certain subjects, certain skills, webinars and events, training guides, all sorts of really good stuff that's here. So they're very active, and they work very in depth with the library community. So that's that. And so they have resource updates. So here, if there are any new resources that they have, they will say what's being made more available. So here, if you have a question as to, hey, where did that resource go? Like, for example, the one we were in, Transparent Language, is the alternative to what they had before, which was Mango Languages. This, I guess, has more languages than this one, has probably a little bit more user-friendly as well. We also have new stuff, like Films on Demand, just for kids. So here, they didn't have anything like that before, or they weren't replacing something, so now they got this. So very good stuff. So if you are going through databases and you're trying to figure out why they got rid of something, they have the update as to what new resources they have. And so that's pretty much it. As you can see, there are a lot of different things available here in NC Live, a lot of very useful things. Now, it would take forever for us to go through and really get to know every little detail of it, but I hope that this little foray into what sort of stuff is available, what you can search up, how their search tool works a little bit, gives you an idea as to what you can do. and that it's more than just a research database. It's also a place to learn, a place to get books, digital books, to get videos, and to prepare for tests and career moves and gain the skills you need. So, exceedingly useful stuff. If you have any questions about what's available on NC Live or how to use certain things, do not hesitate to give us a call. We are here to help. Don't be intimidated by all the stuff that's on here. Just take your time with it. There are a lot of things on here. You're not going to break it. It is very user friendly, and we're here to help guide you through it. So that will be that today, and we will talk to you later for our next virtual computer class. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.